So there are a lot of entertaining fighters in each weight division, but in this video I'm going to be ranking the most entertaining fighter in each one of the weight divisions. And now without further ado, let's begin. Now starting at flyweight, I have Joshua Van. Now I was going to say Brandon Royval since he has more weapons in his arsenal and he uses all of them and he has some pretty good grappling, but then I was thinking back to Joshua Van's fights and they're always bangers. He always goes into fights and he shows us good technical boxing and he's just super good in general. I mean, he beat Brandon Royval on short notice and he's only 23. The sky is the limit for this guy. Even though I do think Pantoja beats him, I also think that it's going to be a very entertaining fight as long as Joshua Van doesn't get submitted in the first round, since Pantoja is just super good, and to be honest, he could get submitted in the first round by Pantoja. And even though I am pretty confident to say that Pantoja is going to beat him when they fight later this year, as long as he doesn't completely fall off after losing, I think he's going to be the champion of flyweight at one point. I mean, like, come on, he's 23 and he's already the #1 contender. He's got like 15 more years at the top as long as he doesn't fall off. He's going to become champion at least once. And now at Bantamweight, I have Sugar Sean. Is Sugar Sean a loser? Yes. Is he on a 2-fight losing streak? Also yes. But if you think about it, he's actually a very dynamic striker. He's fast, throws almost every move a striker can, and has some pretty good knockout power for Bantamweight. And I think the Chito Vera fight backs up this point perfectly. Yes, Chito Vera was a human punching bag for 25 minutes, but Sugar Sean was literally piecing him up the entire time, and then as soon as a flying knee was open on Chito Vera, Sugar Sean threw it perfectly. Now for featherweight, I actually had to do some thinking for this one. It was pretty hard to say confidently who is the most entertaining fighter in this division. I feel like everyone is just kind of meh. I might get a lot of hate for that, but just think about it. Volk isn't as much as a brawler anymore since he's playing it more safe since he's like 36 and doesn't want to get knocked out. Gene Silva dances more than he fights and he's just annoying outside of the cage. Diego Lopez slows down so much in the third round and is pretty much a sitting lamb except for the Volkanovski fight. But you know what? I'll actually just go with Diego Lopez since he kind of reminds me of a little mini Charles Oliveira in the way he fights. He's good on the ground, has heat in his hands, and is out for blood. But again, if he doesn't finish you in the first 2 rounds, he's going to slow down a lot. But I'd say those first 2 rounds are usually exciting enough to give him the point on this one. And plus, he's only 30 years old, so later in his career, I would like to see him move up to lightweight because he might just have more power up there and his cardio might be better since he's not doing like a super bad weight cut. And I just think it would be cool to have him up at lightweight, and I think he could do good. And now at lightweight, I feel like I should say Ilya, but my bias is making me want to say Charles Oliveira. And you know what? I'm gonna go with Charles Oliveira. You know what? Sue me. I'm sorry. I like to watch Charles Oliveira fight. He's very entertaining on the feet and he's very entertaining on the ground. He's dynamic, he has more weapons than Ilya, and he uses them more. He may not be as good as Ilya, but I just think for pure entertainment-wise, Charles Oliveira takes it. He is a do-or-die fighter. I just genuinely believe that prime Charles Oliveira was probably one of the most exciting fighters the UFC has ever seen, and even though he has fallen off a little bit, I still think he is the most entertaining fighter in the lightweight division. And I mean, like, come on, Ilia Topuria only has like 2 fights at lightweight, so he's kind of unproven entertainment-wise, and we don't know how entertaining he actually is in that weight division. And now let's move on to welterweight, and I feel like this one is pretty obvious. It's going to be JDM. He's a pure, very entertaining striker who is also a very good defensive grappler. He's got crisp boxing, very good and long combos, and he's good on the ground, and some decent kicks even though he doesn't throw them often. Plus, if he beats Islam, which I honestly think he does, he might just become the welterweight GOAT since I don't know who else would beat him. I think Sean Brady might have the best chances, just if he goes in there and wrestles him for 5 rounds. But then again, JDM is such a good defensive grappler, I honestly don't know who would win. I think JDM would probably knock out Sean Brady though. And at middleweight, we have Dricus du Plessis. And to be honest, I think Dricus might be the most entertaining champion at the moment. And I even made an entire video on that, so if you want to go watch that, go watch it. Is Dricus a little goofy sometimes and weird to watch? Yes, but he literally throws everything. Kicks, spinning back kicks, spinning elbows, you name it, and Dricus has probably thrown it once or twice in his career. Plus, he has an underrated ground game. He has good wrestling. He has pretty good jiu-jitsu, even though he doesn't use it often. And he's just all around very well-rounded. I think he's very underrated right now and doesn't get enough respect. But, after he crushes Khamzat Chimaev later this week, he'll get his credit that I think he's deserved. And now at light heavyweight, we have Alex Pereira. Every time you go into an Alex Pereira fight, you just know it's going to be a good one. I was close to saying Yuri, but then I was thinking about it, and I think a lot of the reason on why Yuri is so entertaining is just because he gets hit so much, and it's kind of like, how is this guy still going? Plus, he does a lot of crazy stuff in the octagon. But Alex Pereira is just so technical, and he's just like the perfect kickboxer. You see Alex Pereira use amazing head movement like he did with Khalil Roundtree, and then you see him head kick knock out Yuri. How could this guy not be the most entertaining fighter in the light heavyweight division? You don't have to worry about him holding up someone against the cage and doing absolutely nothing, or taking someone down and doing almost no damage. You're going to see him strike with people, and chances are it's going to end in a knockout. And now, finally at heavyweight, I know this is going to be pretty obvious, but it's going to be Tom Aspinall. I mean, come on, there's literally no competition. Every other heavyweight just wrestles or is just a fat guy who gasses out after 2 minutes. I mean, like Sergey Pavlovich is literally a striker, but in his last fight he did nothing but wrestle for the entire fight. Tom Aspinall is what a heavyweight fighter should be, a guaranteed knockout. And if he can't knock you out in like the first 2 minutes, then he'll just take you down and submit you since he's just that good. And he better beat Cyril Gane in October. If he doesn't beat Cyril Gane, this might be the worst time to be a UFC fan, because you're going to have to live with John Jones typing on Twitter, being a keyboard warrior for the next 2 months, talking about how, like, this is the guy who was supposed to beat me, even though he blatantly ducked him for 2 years. And just all of John Jones's fans are going to be running wild for eternity if Cyril Gane knocks out or beats Tom Aspinall by decision. So Tom Aspinall pretty much has to win, or this is going to be the downfall of the UFC. I'm not even the biggest Tom Aspinall fan. Like, I don't even think he's in my top 10 favorite fighters. But just because of what this fight means, I am going to be so nervous in the build-up for this fight. When they're in the octagon, staring back at each other, and the fight is about to start, it's just going to be nerve-wracking because of what it means if Tom Aspinall loses. It's going to be awful if he loses. He has to win. Tom Aspinall, you have to win this. If he loses, I'm not even going to blame him, though, because he must be feeling so much pressure right now. And I don't know. Just win, Tom Aspinall. Win. Knock out Cyril Gane in the first minute. But anyways, that is going to be the very end of this video. If you've enjoyed it and you've made it this far, then please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel for more content like this. And let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you agree with my list of entertaining fighters in each weight division? Let me know who you would put in each division if you don't agree with me. And if you want to see more videos like this, then I have a lot. From how Dricus is going to steamroll Khamzat, to how I know for a fact that John Jones has been to a Diddy party. I actually have some decent evidence, so go watch that video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.